Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Agentic AI workshop. In this session, we're going to understand what Agentic AI is versus traditional LLMs. What does it mean to build agents together to do something for us? We're going to build an agent. And so I'm going to pause at every step to make sure that everybody's on the same page. Keep your fingers on the chat. Keep yourselves on mute so that there's no chaos. And in the chat, say, okay, I'm in, I'm stuck here, I'm stuck there. Salam is going to keep an eye as I present things. First of all, you've got an evolution from ChatGPT that exploded in the market 3 years ago to agents. So you have the traditional AI where you can ask a question, the AI responds. You ask another question, AI responds. That's the end of the conversation. The ones I use, the most common one is ChatGPT. My favorite is Claude. There's Gemini from Google that's really famous. You have Perplexity, and then you have DeepSeek. You have many others, but these are just some of the most famous ones. Then you've got agents. The role of an agent is for it to do an entire workflow for you. Yani depending on the last answer of something, it can do something else. You don't also, within agents, within an agentic workflow, you can also take advantage of a certain automation that where you don't just connect large language models, but you can also connect various nodes of different tools like Gmail, block my calendar, send a message on Discord, check the news from LBC or Al Jazeera or whatever. Okay? Now, we're going to do all that. We're going to cover all of that. But when you use agentic AI, you now have the ability to have incredible autonomy because this agent can make decisions with no human input. It can be very goal-oriented. So basically, you tell it what you need to do, and it will do it for you. You're going to use various tools that you use on a daily basis, other tools that you can have access to. We're going to have all of them in this next hour, in the next half hour, actually. It can remember what has happened from session after session or context like within something, so you can build upon it. And it can adjust its approach based on results. If you tell it, look at my CV, if it's not good enough, fix this, it'll do that for you. Here's an example. So you can say, check my email, find interview invites, add them to my calendar, and send confirmations. A traditional AI, so each one of them, you have to do this manually. Or they even have right now embedded inside them, like Claude has artifacts where you can do that. That's a whole other thing. We're not going to dive into it. But traditionally, when you search GPT, the answer, you have to do each one on its own. When you do use the agents, then it can continuously monitor your email, continuously monitor the news, for example, automatically identify interview invites, do all of these steps for you. So here's the landscape of AI agents. One, you've got the brain, which is no-code workflow builders. So basically, you tell it, here's the workflow that I want. Do this, then do that, then do this, then do that, then do this. Examples are N8N, Zapier, Make.com. Then you've got the intelligence layer, which is instead of it just being a workflow builder without using any code, and we're going to use N8N, we're going to use that today. You can have it just an AI-based one. So you set the goal, do this for me, and it will do all the rest. Like, I don't know if anyone saw the Sundar Pichai demo 5 years ago at Google's main thing, and it said, book a table for two at this particular restaurant. And it did all that. It did the conversation. Then you've got the app builders. So the interface, the front end that you could use. And so basically you can give it a prompt and it'll design the whole thing for you. And khalas, you don't need to build a website anymore. So this then becomes the front end, وهو اللي in the back end. One is pure workflow, والتاني intelligence layer. And then you've got the specialists, so tools that have been building using AI in order to give you just a ready application. The goal is that for you to reach that stage. Today, we're going to, over the next 2 weeks, the idea is we're going to teach you ta-ta-ta-ta-ta, you get to that stage. And Ken's is one of an example of that, or Otter, the note takers, or so on and so forth. Today, we're going to cover NA10 in depth. We're going to go step by step on how to build through NA10. I'm going to show you Crew AI without necessarily having to build it لأنه ما رح نلحق in this session. I'm going to show you Lovable and Figma, and I'm going to show you Ken's. And then in the next session, a week from now, Nicolas is going to probably reuse NA10 and Lovable and connect them so that you can end up with an application. In the meantime, your goal is to build this N8N workflow, choose an idea that you want to build yourselves and start to build it. But for today, just copy exactly everything I do. It's a lot easier to have a working prototype and then edit it later than to have to build your own from scratch. All right, so let's get started. My favorite LLM is Claude.ai. So I'm going to ask you all to please open Claude.ai. If you don't have an account, create an account, create a free account. No need to spend any money on any of the tools. I'm going to give us 15 seconds to just open Claude.ai. In the meantime, if you have any questions, drop them in the chat. I'm going to keep an eye on the chat as well. Hi, Haifa. Hey, Rima. Very cool. Fintech, logistics, computer science. Oh, customer service, lead gen, marketing. Very cool. Why not let Replit? No difference, صراحة. You can use Replit, you can use Lovable. I've just been used to use Lovable. كلهم بيشبهوا بعض. Once you use one, you can use the other. Okay, these are the 15 seconds. Please send me a quick message in the chat. Say, okay, I created an account on Claude. Just so that I know that we're all on the same page. It's going to make a big difference. Cool. Cool. Claude. So here's the URL, claude.ai. Cool. Yep, sign in, sign in, sign in, sign up, sign up, sign up. Phone number, temp blocked. If you can't use Claude, use GPT. معلش. But Claude is my favorite. It's better at coding. All right, next one. Open N8N and create an account, n8n.io. This is what we're going to design today. We're going to design a workflow that's super simple, that's going to allow you to, not today, you have 2 weeks. You have 2 weeks for, exactly. Should we choose anything? Yeah, so sign up today on n8n.io. You're going to have a 2-week free trial. And then it's going to take your project offline unless you want to pay for it. I'm going to give it 15 seconds. And then I'm going to open my own. You're in, Ahlan Ahmed. I'm going to open my own instance of N8N. After that, we're going to go to additional apps. So بعدين we're going to get to your Open API key. رح أطلب منكم تخلقوا an API key for your workflow. And after that, we're going to get to Lovable. But you're only going to see some things like, and then we're going to get to Ken so that you can see it all come together. Now, N8N, everybody please dial in, Claude.ai, Claude.ai. And n8n.io. Okay, let us open N8N. It's gonna make, I could not sign in yet. Okay, I'm gonna give it an extra minute for everyone to sign into N8N. It's gonna make a world of a difference if you're able to do every step as I do it, so that you're not just watching and then trying to remember, and by step 5 you forgot. Hey, Ed. Nice to have you. All right. Please send me a message, N8N, n8n.io. I think there's 125 of us now. The goal is that we want to have 125 working AI apps. Everybody, I'm seeing you coming in. I just want to give you a bit of motivation as your Sonnet 4A. That's cool. A bit of motivation of the last class that we gave. AI video, agentic AI video submissions. This is what we got from the first cohort, the one that we did last month. Look at all of these apps created. One is Pet SOS, and these are the various workflows that they created. One is dish discovery based on what's inside your fridge. One is a workflow builder of workflow builders. One is Islamic finance platform. That's the kind of stuff that you're going to build. This for now, we're going to go to N8N and start and do exactly what I'm doing. Do we click on start from scratch in N8N? Yeah, start from scratch. Start from scratch. Hello. I'm going to do it the hard way, guys, because down the road, you will not need to build ever. I don't know. In 95% of the cases, and workflow from scratch, from bottom to top. Mohammed Matatalham. Just use GPT if you can't use Claude. I'm going to remove the chat room so I can't see the chat anymore so I can focus on this, okay? I'm going to give you the fundamentals in the next 15 minutes and we're going to rebuild one of these workflows, okay? Down the road, I'm going to teach you how you will never need to use this again. But if you know how to build it from step by step, it's going to become so much easier for you to understand how to debug it down the road once you ask Claude to create a workflow for you, depending on what it is that you want to build. Okay? First things first, everybody start your new workflow. And I assume that the first thing that you see is a schedule trigger, correct? And let me just make sure. Let me just save my workflow. I'm going to create a new one, workflow. Likely, later. I'm going to create a new workflow, create a personal one, add the first step. So you have a plus sign. The plus sign is going to be Yahya, trigger manually. Let's start with trigger manually. It's just a simple way to do this, okay? Everybody, please send a quick message if you're able to click on trigger manually. I'm going to go step by step. And it's going to be slow for some of you right now who are looking at it and you're like, khalas, I'm on that step. But you're going to be very thankful in a second. Juste à temps. Oui, juste à temps. You're right on time. All right. N8N.io, sign up. Have your first one. Click on the first trigger. I'm going to go back to my workflow just so that I can see everything I have. Leave without saving. I'm going to open up my workflow. And it's going to be, what did I just save? This one is live. All right. The first thing, start it from scratch. Now that you have your trigger, I need you to please create an RSS read. So click on the plus button, RSS read, select it. So now you're going to have an RSS read. I'll explain what it means. RSS, sorry, guys, what we're going to do today, let me just explain that. We're going to have an AI agent that's going to read all the news that are happening every single day. And then based on the news that we care about, we're going to filter those news, ask AI to read it, summarize it into 1 to 2 sentences, and email us about it, about the topic that we care the most about. You don't need to create an RSS. RSS feeds exist. Most news outlets offer an RSS feed. So first things first, I want to see if you can connect 2 nodes. Click on schedule trigger and connect from the edge connect it to the RSS read. And just drag and drop it. Once it's connected, I'm going to give you two different RSS feeds. And Salam, I'll ask you if you could just keep a close eye on the admit button. No, it covers the tabs when they pop.
Yep.
Okay, so I have one on LBC, one on the Saudi Gazette, because most of our users are in Saudi Arabia. Some are in LBC. If some we're gonna have some people are gonna be fast, some are gonna be a bit on the slow side. We're recording the conversation, so you'll be able to fully catch up. So I'll have to go based on the average. So I'm gonna send you two RSS feeds. Here's one for Saudi Gazette. And here's one for LBC. Akhbar al-LBC. Down the road, if you want to create your own, all you have to say is just RSS feed MTV or whatever, or Al Jazeera. I don't know if N8N needs a company email for sign up. I think you can sign up with your Gmail. I could be wrong. So with this RSS feed, I'm just going to plug in مثلا Saudi Gazette. I'm going to go to my N8N workflow, double click on the RSS read and paste it there. Hit enter. And then click on execute step. If you're able to keep track of everything, excellent. If you're not able to, don't worry. It's not a problem. I put the wrong link. Not Saudi Gazette is not ChatGPT. Sorry, guys. Saudi Gazette is, let me give you the proper Saudi Gazette link. Here we go. So I'm going to use Saudi Gazette, or I'll use LBC, it doesn't matter. Execute. And I'm getting these news. So what an RSS feed is, if you open it in a tab, it's al-akhbar in a certain format. Here it is. Every day it gets updated. And these are the news. I'm using Saudi Gazette because it's actually a very good one. Very clean RSS feed. So when I open it, I hit execute step, I see 50 items. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to manipulate these 50 items so that it can send me an email and I can filter it based on certain criteria. Can everyone please send me a quick message if you're able to execute the step of the Saudi Gazette? Okay. A few more dones. Okay. I'll have to go at that same pace, but everything is recorded so you'll have it. So just keep a close eye and I'll do my best to explain as best I can. You start with a schedule trigger. So you hit plus. The first thing that you're going to see is schedule trigger. You're going to add a second plus, which is going to be RSS read. Here it is. It's going to show up here. You're going to link the two, and then you're going to paste your RSS feed and hit execute step. Now that you see the news here, you've got multiple pages where you can see that stuff. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a limit just so that we don't have an overflood of data and then you're going to use an LLM node like ChatGPT so it doesn't become expensive on people. We're going to just use the limit to say, just show me the first 10 items on this list. So hit plus and type limit. This is just going to restrict the number of items. It's going to connect you directly to the prior one. And if it didn't, just exit it and link it. Hey, no worries, LBC. Same thing. We're going to just interchange. Keep both links, Chadwell. Just jump back and forth. Just the whole idea is to know how to manipulate data using N8N. That's the whole point. But then you'll be able to.
Just a reminder, Roy, when you sign up first time for N8N, you get a credit in OpenAI ChatGPT. So it's about, I think, 1,000 credit. That will be enough, I guess, to go through your project.
Yeah, and even when you sign up on ChatGPT, you get $5 via the API. And we're going to use it. In a second, once we get to the AI node, we're going to use OpenAI so that we can take full advantage of it. Okay, so now I'm going to hit execute step, and you'll notice that you're going to see here that on the left, you're going to see the nodes that were connected to it on the left. So basically, it's going to be this RSS feed. And it started with 50 items using Saudi Gazette. And after the limit, it gets to 10 items. So now I'm only seeing just 10 items. So far, nice, cool. That's it. You can, if you do 20, you get 20. Now, the next step is the AI part. We're going to put a basic LLM chain. Type basic LLM chain. Now, again, you're going to see all the nodes behind it. So آخر وحدة limit. The one before is the RSS read, and before that is the schedule trigger. If this was not green before and you added it, you just have to link it, and then you'll be able to see that on the left. The RSS feed, Amr, is a scroll up. I think it might still be in my chat. Hey, this is for Saudi Gazette. Here it is. So for the AI, if I hit execute step, it's going to tell me, whoa, a model subnode must be connected and enabled. Yep, because you need to connect your LLM API. Please give me a yes if you've added basic LLM and you're at the step where you want to connect your OpenAI model. And by the way, nice, cool. You're only going to do this once. And it's going to be a bit wajah ras right now, but it's good to learn the alphabet before you can ask AI to write the alphabet for you. So well worth it right now. Okay, so now press the plus button. I want to have a few more yeses on the basic LLM chain. Okay, cool. Nice. Now hit the plus button and pick GPT or OpenAI. Yeah, I deleted it by mistake. Sorry, guys. 1 second. Basic LLM chain. And then type OpenAI. OpenAI chat model. Now, I already have my account connected. So for everybody who's at this step, please send me a quick yes. And create new credentials. I'm going to show you how to create new credentials. So you need your API key. Quick no, Ali. So, I mean, we have to keep going. Leno, it's best to know there's going to be the recording, but keep an eye on this. On the API key, I've put together instructions on the API key. So please go to platform.openai.com. Everyone, please click on this so that you can get your OpenAI key. And from platform.openai.com, I'm going to open it. Please, everybody, tell me if you're signed in here. It's to be expected. I would 100% expect that in this demo, 90% of us will not be able to follow through with it. But if you're able to see the entirety of the demo from the beginning to the end, it's just for the next hour, you'll be able to do this at home with the recording. You'll be able to watch it 2, 3, 4 times, and you'll be good to go. So don't despair. Click on the settings. Go to API keys. Settings, API keys. Yes, you should sign up to OpenAI. Everybody's on. Should we sign up to the platform? Akid, yes. I want to get a quick yes. Create your new secret key and call it whatever you want. Call it N8N. And I already have my N8N here. And here's my secret key. Copy your secret key. ChatGPT is never going to show it to you again. So even if I try to hit edit, I can't even see my key. So make sure that the page stays open until you copy your key here, your API key. Yeah, it's the same ChatGPT login, Danny. It's the same account. It's just that you're going to the platform.openai.com and you're not basically using the application. So if you go back to this, just like we talked about, you're using the API for this application. So now give it a name, N8N, workshop, just N8N, create your secret key. It will only appear once. Copy paste it here and then hit save. Please give me a yes if you're here. I'm going to give it an extra minute while everyone is doing it. Nice. Where should I paste it? If you have questions, put specific questions to see if I can answer them quickly so that I can keep the flow going, because there's a lot of stuff to cover. So let me just repeat the step. We added basic LLM chain. With the basic from here, we typed basic LLM chain. From basic LLM chain, we had a node. We clicked on it, and then we said OpenAI. From this one, we went to the OpenAI account, and you hit create new credentials. Couldn't connect with these settings. Authorization failed. Please check your credentials. Hake, I'm not sure. It's getting too deep into the specific. Yeah. Everything is recorded. Everything is recorded, and you're going to have access to it. But it's good for you to follow it all the way through, Leno. It's well worth it. So paste the API key here that you obtained from OpenAI. I may have, okay. And this one is platform.openai.com. You click on settings. Under settings, you click on your API keys. From here, you create a new secret key, and that's it. You give it a name and then you copy it. Exactly, Bashar. RSS parameters. RSS is just a URL, the link that I shared above. Okay, so now I'm assuming that some of us have the API key connected. Can I please get a yes if you are able to have an OpenAI account connected? Okay. Yalla, 5 more. 5 more yeses. Sorry, MKA. Okay. Just a reminder that if you look behind here on the left, you're going to find all the nodes that are connected. If you don't see anything here, that means you haven't connected it. Hey, Cesar, you're right. But we're gonna get it at the end, and honestly, like, be super proud of what you're doing because you're at the cutting edge of tech. And if you're not getting it in this 30 minutes since we started this call, basita, it's really not a problem. You're gonna be able to get it from the recording, and we're gonna have office sessions, office hours, so don't worry. So while this is connected, now you have your basic LLM chain. I'm going to ask you to paste this message. So I'm going to copy this here, put it in the chat. So go into, still the LLM is off. So when you go into basic LLM chain, double click it. let me see if it is. Yeah, it's all under parameters. I'm going to hit execute step to see. So far, no prompt specified. I'm just going to go back for 1 second. This one here should be your OpenAI model. And then you put your keys to get your OpenAI account, and this is going to connect it. And then you can pick whatever model you want. 4.0 mini, 4.1, 3.5, ما بيأثر. Not important. Okay. Don't worry if you're not fully there, it's not a problem. Just watch what I'll be doing. And then I'll show you how you can build full-on applications, boom, example, without having done any of the stuff on the left that we showed, that we're showing here. However, it's just good to know the alphabets. So now that we're in the basic LLM chain, put in your message and paste what I just, I'll put it here. يحيي, copy, paste, it's here. So let us, this is the message that I shared. Just copy, paste it. And let me define, okay, so under prompts, source for prompt, pick define below. So you're basically, this is the exact same thing as going on Claude or ChatGPT and pasting the prompt. Except that right now in this prompt, it's taking the prior information and it can be dynamic based on that RSS feed. So this is where you're going from what we talked about at the beginning, which is here you do each step manually through traditional AI, but through agentic AI, it can build upon and it can automatically identify what comes before, okay? And this is now you're getting into the agentic AI workflow. Here again, you cannot put variables, should be feed. However, when you are in using N8N, for example, or Crew, and I'll show you Crew a bit later, you are able to define your message. So now copy paste your message. Insufficient quota. It's possible, Sherbil, that, and Hamad, that you've used the $5 that you had, and Hala, you're probably into that paying segment. So it's a bit of a bummer, but you'll have to kind of debug how to kind of, you know, raise the, like put an extra $5 in there. So in here, if your nodes are connected, you should be able to see everything on the left. So here the prompt that I put in, and I said, your job is to read through the content and only focus on news that are related to, and I'm going to say, for example, AI HR compliance. Let's say, for example, geopolitics. Geopolitics. Or, hell yeah, I'm just going to leave it to exactly what it was. تما نتفلسف كتير. If the article is not related to AI HR compliance, then only reply with the word irrelevant. If the article is related to AI HR compliance, then summarize the news in 2 to 3 sentences, only include facts and don't mention that the article is of interest to us, go. Now, the cool part is this here. So here I'm dragging, have here, JSON title content link, drag and drop the title here, enter, link, content, you can put whatever, code snippet. So the point here is that whatever these 10 items in the limit is showing you, you're putting it into the prompt, and when you tell it execute, it's only looking at the last 10 items, and it's running 10 prompts, 10 calls to ChatGPT, and it's giving you the summary of each one of them. When you click on output, we saw here that 9 showed up as irrelevant, not related to AI HR compliance. And it says the Minister of HR and Social Development has been granted the authority to regulate employment-dependent expatriates. I'm going to give just a quick other example, geopolitics, and I'm going to replace this with geopolitics, for example. لأنه if you're using LBC, then كل أخبار لبنان are geopolitics. So execute step. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 articles and 6 irrelevant. So this is where this has opened the link, read the entire content of the article, and summarized it here, and told you what's not relevant. You could have said in 3 paragraphs and say execute step. You're going to get 3 paragraphs here for just these articles. You see? That's fine. You can keep it as paragraphs, as sentences. That's not a problem. Now we're going to exit this. And the last thing we're going to do is make it so that you can send yourself an email with that content, and you would have completed your workshop. And after this, I'm going to show you how you don't need any of this stuff in order to build your AI agents. But knowing how to do one workflow will help you greatly in debugging down the road and building long ones. Just want to get a quick list of yes, if you're with me. If you're able to receive the summary of the last 10 items and you're getting irrelevance as well. Insufficient quota. The limit is actually not important, Edwin, but it is here. I still put it here so that I don't have to run 50 LLM calls. So I just hit plus, I typed limit, I added it. I just did it here on the left, and I connected this to that and that to this. The only thing that limit has done, let me close it from here, is it basically took the 50 items that you had here, and I said max 10, and I hit execute, so it just showed me 10. So if I had put 20, execute steps. Muhammad, sorry, man. All broke. Why is everyone getting insufficient quota? Got stuck with the API key. I'm going to go back and show the API key, guys. Yeah, I'm not sure why. You know what? And I'm going to try, since we're getting a lot of that same question, limit. Let's try it with another model. We're going to try it with Gemini. Gemini gives, yeah, nice, Muhammad. We're going to do that. But just, I'm going to go back to the limit piece. Here are the 20 that showed up instead of 10 when I hit limit 20. So now, when I run this, I'm not going to run this now. I'm going to change my model. So everybody, here's a new tool. Let's change the model from OpenAI to Gemini. Okay? We'll click on this. Everybody's on this page. I want to get yeses, and we're going to see how we can switch it over to Gemini. Nice. Stop. Okay. Credential to connect with. Create a new credential. Now, I don't have the API key here, so I am going to go to my buddy Claude, or you can ask GPT. Any one of them will be able to tell, or ask Gemini. By the way, a nice, cool shortcut. Let's ask Gemini to give us the Gemini API key on the LS. If you open a new tab and you say @Gemini, if it's on Chrome, that's basically asking Gemini, how do I obtain my API key? I am building an N8N workflow. Well, might as well make it a question. I hit this. I'm going to put this in the chat. So go to gemini.google.com, or on Chrome, just hit @Gemini and ask it this question. If you're trying to obtain API key for any specific service using your N8N workflow, you will need to connect the instructions, general obtain, how to obtain it. Okay, that was not very helpful. Let me ask Claude. How do I obtain my API, my Gemini API key? I'm building an N8N workflow. Maybe I should have said, how do I obtain my Gemini API key? Let's see what it tells us. Okay. Everybody, I do it. This is a better message. Actually, I'm actually going to ask Gemini how do I obtain my Gemini API key? Let's see if it's going to give me the same answer. لأنه عيب if it doesn't. إيه بلا نفس الشيء. So I should have just said exactly. Go to aistudio.google.com/API key. Thank you. That's exactly what you want to open. Instead of new chat, you want to get API key. So exactly what MacBook Pro told us, ai.studio.google.com, get your API key. Where is the API key? يحيى هون. Obtain your API key, look up API key, or just, I'm not going to share it on, a screen with 100 people, but take your own API key and copy it. Please give me a yeses if you have your API key. So basically, it's exactly what MacBook Pro said. Open that link and obtain your API key. Top. Excellent. Ooh, okay, I hope. I'm going to do some post editing. You got your key, got your key, got your key, got your key, got your key. More yeses. Let's get a few more yeses. If you have a question, please let me know. Okay. Shelby, you did? الله انطرقنا. هلا نتكبب I'm gonna throw it in the trash. Eh, okay. So now let's go to N8N. Back to N8N. ما بدنا OpenAI account. We're gonna put a new credentials, and it's going to be it's not going to be OpenAI account. Sorry, everyone. We're not using OpenAI accounts, so trash OpenAI chat model 1, and you're going to go back to the plus, and in plus, type Gemini. Now you got Google Gemini chat model. You select it. I already have my credentials. So I already have my API key here. So for you, it's just create new credential and copy paste it. Copy paste your API key. Okay. Waiting for everyone to give a yes on Google API Gemini. And it's really cool that you got stuck on OpenAI. Many of us got stuck. It's because now we get to learn how not to be dependent on one LLM. I don't know, Shelby, if it's unlimited. We're not dependent on one LLM. We have an ability to switch from one to the other. Okay, a few more yeses. A few more yeses. Nice. Keep it coming.
So how we are doing with time, right?
Not great, but despacito. It's it's the way we have to get to step one, and then max we do an extra session. Okay, we got a few yeses. And everyone, don't worry, صراحة, we're literally building an AI agent. Woohoo! Getting lots of yeses. Okay. What will we use instead of OpenAI? We're going to use Gemini. For now, we're using Gemini. So we have Gemini on. Now go back to your basic LLM chain, execute step. Now I'm running it with Gemini. So it's a completely different model to run the exact same thing. Bill Gates messing with Roy's courses. Why Bill Gates? Ah, OpenAI. I get it. I get it. I get it. Gemini is actually quite slow for me. I have 20 items. Let's see how fast it gets through it. Yeah, you got it. Is everyone able to get that? Let me check the settings, parameters. Define below. Okay. Gemini is a little bit slower for me than OpenAI. Got one result. Cesar, if you got one result for everybody, how many are you seeing on the left here? Just one? 10. Okay, chose 10 and got 10. That's weird. Okay, got one result. So you're still under AI HR. Fine. Somehow my Gemini execution is a little bit on the slow side. عم بيعلق. So I'm just going to go back to maybe mine is just going to close it and then it's hanging out here. I'm just going to bring back OpenAI because it's working better for me for now. I have my OpenAI model. I'm going to go back here. هون علق. So I'm just going to say trash it, bring it back. Basic LLM chain. What was the chat? What was the prompt? Someone copy pasted it just above. Let me just get it. Thanks again. Thank you, Cesar. Pick define below, paste it here, execute step. It's going back on the prior 20. I don't have it connected. Connect this to that. Execute step. We're doing a lot of debugging, which is great because welcome to the world of debugging. So by the way, when you look on the right, you've got output, you've got logs. Click on output. One result, this is exactly what I have for the same prompt. I'm getting the same thing. Minister of HR, yada, yada. For those who see no results, it's probably because you're using LBC. And it doesn't have things on AI. So you can change the topic, you can change the prompt. This is something that we're very comfortable with. If it's loading for a long time, my Gemini was loading for a long time too. Perfect. So I just went back to OpenAI. Okay, now I'm just going to try over the next few minutes, get to the end of it. We've got a couple of steps left. I'm going to hit edit fields. So everybody click plus, edit fields. And you're going to have this here. You're going to have it connected. If on the left side it is not connected, and you type edit field, then connect it. Is everybody on edit field? Would love a few yeses. Cool. All right, the Hunger Games is on. Okay, now within edit fields, you should see everything on the left. The reason why I'm using edit fields is because when we're going to send an email, the chains only look at the last input. And the reason for edit fields is it creates a node that allows you to pick up from prior inputs. So when you want to send an email that uses things from the data under limit, which was inherited from RSS feed, and not just from the basic LLM chain, then the edit field allows you to bring it. So in here, you can say manual mapping. And what are we going to do? We're going to take title, drag and drop it. And that's going to be the title. We're going to take the link, drag and drop it. That's going to be the link. We're going to take the text from the basic LLM chain. We're going to move it here. So now we've got title, link, and text. Any other information we want to get? Publication date, drag and drop. So now let's get these four things. Drag and drop the title, the link, the text, publication date. Am I still sharing my screen? Can everyone still see my screen?
No.
No. Let me share again. Okay. Please give me yeses on these four if you got title, link, text, publication date. No. ماذا حصل? Oh, that was for the screen share. Okay, cool. Yeah, Serene, I just saw that you dialed in. I feel bad for everyone who dialed in, you're gonna have the recording, but yeah, that's one of these sessions where coming in late is painful. Yeah. Everybody who's still with me, please give me yeses on the edit field. Yeah, a few more. Okay, hit execute step. So now, what this is gonna do with this edit fields is it's going to bring back this table in the format that you want it, so that when you attach the next node, which is going to be send me an email, or even before that, if it's irrelevant, ignore it, else send me an email with that information, okay? So now you'll be able to basically get these things. Everyone who is stuck on, let me keep going. If, let me hit the if node plus if, boom, it connects. Give me, Mirna, text as context, text is the output of the basic LLM. That's exactly it, Mirna. Text is the output of the basic LLM, and all the others are the output of limit, which is the same output as the RSS feed, but it's just limited the number of responses. Everybody, do you have the if in? Cool. All right. Within the if, drag and drop the text into the value. If this, by the way, you're coding right now without coding. That's the point. Gemini work with me, OpenAI. Okay, no problem, Taha. So drag and drop the text because this is your if condition. If it's irrelevant, ignore it, else keep it. Under value, type irrelevant. And type irrelevant with a capital I. I don't know if it's case sensitive, so make sure that you keep it case sensitive. So if this is equal to irrelevant, no. If it's not equal to irrelevant, and generally speaking in coding, you don't want a double negative, not equal to irrelevant, but in this case, put it as this text is not equal to irrelevant, execute step. So now I'm looking at, it's an if statement. So it's going to give you back, so you're going to have the true branch and you're going to have the false branch. Somehow, this text, JSON.text is not equal to irrelevant. I should not get 20 under true and 0 under false. Let me see what I had done here. JSON.text is not equal to irrelevant. JSON.text is not equal to irrelevant. تفركشنا. Interesting. Text, if result equals irrelevant, maybe it should be in between quotations. Irrelevant. E-L-E-V-A-N-T. Okay. So welcome to coding, where everything must be spelled correctly. Okay, nice. 2 true, 8 false, true branch, 10 items, في شيء غلط. شربل. Unless if you put geopolitics وحطيت LBC. So كله بيطلع. But just make sure that you have the right spelling mistake. The right spelling. The if window. So when you hit plus, you hit if, tam, it's going to open the if window. Then in the true branch, if it's in the false branch, يعني, just make sure that you don't have any spelling mistakes and that you've dragged and dropped the text in here is not equal to irrelevant, and then execute. So let me go back to the base one of limit 10 using Saudi Gazette. So I executed 10, I'm executing here, executing there, executing here. Let me give you back your Saudi Gazette in case we all want to be on Saudi Gazette. Shall go back to Saudi Gazette for a second. نرجع بعدين, it's easy to switch again. And hit play. And under your if, put in drag and drop your text. It's not equal to irrelevant. Edwin, do you have the if page? Nice. Okay, show me your results. We should have 1 true, 9 false. بعدين we'll play with it. We'll change things. Okay. Nothing for the if thing. Did you type irrelevant? So do you have exactly that? 10 true, 0 false, غلط. So again, one more time, JSON.text, so drag and drop the text here is not equal to irrelevant. Yeah. If you're, بعدين we're going to play around with LBC or other things. إذا حطيت LBC is not equal to irrelevant وgeo, يعني you're probably not going to have anything on HR and compliance. You're going to have everything geopolitics. It's LBC. Okay. In all cases, you can always play with this later. After this if, you want to connect your Gmail so that we can complete this. And then you can always watch the recording and you can debug it on your own. I'm going to hit plus. So everybody, get your mind off of the if statement. Whatever it gives you, مش مشكلة. Click plus and go to Gmail. Okay? Click on Gmail. And then you're going to have send a message. Just want to check who's with me on Gmail, send a message, because you're going to have to authenticate your Gmail. It's going to take about a minute. It doesn't matter if it's working or not. If you send yourself 10 emails from an RSS feed or 8 emails, you've sent yourself emails. You can always switch this later, debug it. مش مشكلة. Okay, when you hit send a message, you're going to click under create new credential. And by the way, for everybody who's dialed in, who's feeling like you're not following, do not worry. Everything A is recorded, and B, you may never have to do this thing again. And I'm going to show you how you can run. And in the next session also, with Nick next Wednesday, we're not going to touch any of building it from the bottom up. We're going to literally have AI do it for us. And we're going to debug the errors that come up. But it's a lot easier to debug if you know how the base works, if you learn the alphabet. So everybody create new credentials and sign in, just follow the prompts, sign in with Google. Put your Gmail. The idea is that between now and the end of N8N's trial in 2 weeks, I'm going to challenge you all now today, between today and tomorrow, try to get while everything's fresh in your mind. Much today, between today and Saturday, Sunday, by the time we send you the recording, try to get a working prototype. Then over the next week, build your own app. So everybody, while you're signing into Google, please send me a message to say, hey, yes, I'm signed into Google. And while you do this, I'm going to just motivate you all by saying these are some of the workflows that were created from prior students from across the Middle East. I'm seeing everyone building their own thing, and it's just amazing. Keep at it. I want to see more yeses, please. More yeses. Give us your email to debug it. Well, and okay, cool. Now that we're here, close this. Select it. Select your Gmail account. Resource message. Okay, by the way, if you see nothing on the left for input, that means it's not connected to the workflow. Click out of it. يحيى هون, orphaned. And connect it to the true. So if it's true, send me an email. If it's false, leave it alone. Okay? Double click on it. Now you see everything connected behind it. You see? Now you're going to send yourself an email. So send yourself the email to roy@kens. Subject, new AI/HR news. Email type HTML, text, خليها text. And put in the information. So this is the title of the piece of news. You can hit a couple of enters so that there's a bit of space and you see the results right away. Here's the link. And maybe between the title and the link, put in the summary. Maybe you don't even need the title, just the text and the link. Keep it simple, keep it light, keep it easy. Okay? Just want to check if everybody's got the credential in, the message that you're sending, operation send, put your own email. Or you could put my email and then you're going to send me an email, but you'll never know if it was sent. So put your own email, put the subject you want, text, and blah, blah. Okay? Woo! Nice. Execute step. Mine is taking a second. Very cool. Congratulations on building. I'm going to connect to this one. Maybe this one will work better. Maybe because I wasn't on the Ashilo. I'm going to connect it again. Plus Gmail. Send the message. Gmail account, message send, info to me. HR AI news. Text. Title. What about the title? I would like the text and I would like the link. Execute step. عم بيعلق هون. I don't know why this thing is stuck. Anyways, that was the end of it. Me too. It got stuck, then worked. Okay. So maybe it's just taking some time. My input on the left is empty. It's empty because it's not connected, Daniel. Exit out of this and connect it to the true. Okay, I'm going to show you something cool. Can I remove the email sent by N8N? Yeah, of course. If I can remove this and connect it to a Discord channel and put that here, and now I can, as long as you have the right Discord, channel content, I can say here under filter, I need to execute the previous node. So I need to execute this so that this can get it. Just showing you how you can start to play with this thing. Leafy filter. Okay, if. Let me remove this connection. So now I can, why isn't it executing? Send a message. So I'm just going to do something that, I need just خلاص شوينا فيها. Point is, because everyone who completed the workflow, just send me a quick yes if you're able to receive that email. Oh, wow. Okay. Incredible. Unable to sign without access to, so it's about the credentials. Yes, maybe with the recording video, you'll be able to just finish that last step. And everybody, ما تعتلوا هم, you'll be able to do this via receive 2 emails, each one related to an item. We may have run it twice. What do I include in the message? Let me just put that, send the message again. Gmail. Send a message. For anyone who's still stuck, here's the account. Send to me. Hi, or just HRAI. Under message, put in the link, put in the text summary. Workflow is already running. Okay, it's executing the workflow. Oh, here, I received it. But here's my email sent 4 minutes ago. So it actually worked. So super cool. Congratulations on having built your first AI workflow. Mabruk. Now I'm gonna no need to dive into the Discord, Leno. You need credentials for Discord وهيك, which I'm gonna invite you all to a Discord channel. And I just did it before the call. I put the LBC one, طلعنا أخبار LBC, and earlier I put another one on all types of AI channels. I'm gonna invite you all to this Agentic AI channel where we're gonna have support, where you can come up with questions once you build your own apps. Okay, we're going to offer limited to the best that we can, because we all have full-time jobs, like myself and Salam. So we're going to do our best to just offer as much to the best of our ability support, but we're going to invite you to this Agentic AI channel. Plus here's the link. So everybody who's here, please join this Discord channel and send us a quick hi to Salam and I. That's the new Jobs for Humanity channel, so that you can get any kind of support that you need. Salam, I know we talked about prompt engineering. ما بعرف إذا تركت لك أي وقت.
I don't know, maybe there's 2 options here. Either we continue for another 40 minutes, if you're done here, and whoever can leave and listen to the recording later, or we can do another session. It's your choice.
Anna, I would recommend another session, honestly. Maybe the one with Nick next Wednesday to dive into like proper prompt engineering. لأنه بحس if I was in everyone's place, يعني بيكون like the one thing that I still want to show is I want to break all of this stuff because how do you figure out what's inside all of this stuff? It's a treasure trove. There's a ton of stuff. So how do you build a workflow without having to know what are the nodes that you need to connect? And that might be just kind of to go from bottom up to top down, just to understand over the like your homework over the next week is to build this thing if you haven't fully built it, but also build your own. So I'm going to ask everyone, please, in the chat, what idea do you have that you'd like to build? And Salam, it might make more sense maybe to make it part of the session with Nick. And we probably would make it a 2-hour session, 1 hour.
Let's
So
discuss it. It's okay.
لأن هون there's only 10 minutes. I don't know if everyone will be able to stay on for another 45.
It's all right. Let's discuss it offline. Fine. Let's
Okay.
decide on it.
If you prefer to continue it now, we can go for 45 minutes, but we'll see who can stay on. يعني. You might not get everyone. So على راحتك صراحة.
No, take your time, finish your thing, and we'll take another session sometime.
Okay. Okay. This Discord channel is open for everyone. So yes, please join it if you can. It's a public one. Now I'm gonna show you guys a way to build. So for example, you can ask N8N, Claude, give me an N8N workflow, something I can paste directly into N8N that reads an
Sorry.
RSS.
Before you go there, Roy, show them first how to download your workflow.
How to download?
Yeah. So you download your workflow from N8N. So
You'd have to save it. So just save your workflow.
okay, save it. Yeah, just save it.
Save it.
No,
Yeah,
you
just
can
it's
download. You can actually download from those 3 dots. You got 3 dots.
oh, and download. Yeah.
Then download. Yes.
Hussein, yeah, you're gonna have the recording. Or you're gonna get it in just a couple of days so that we can convert it into a blog post with step-by-step instruction. أكيد, voilà. So save and download. So now that we're done with this, I'm gonna show you how to never need to build it again. But it's good that you built it. Then you got the basics. So give me an N8N workflow, something I can paste directly into N8N that reads in RSS feeds and filters by news on whatever, HR and AI, and then emails me the news that fit that criteria, that reads, summarizes filters an AI, summarizes the article. Okay, so I'm gonna check if anyone has just before we dive into this. Are you able to join the Discord channel? Are we getting new joiners? Agentic AI. Okay, we're getting few new joiners. So this is hi. Perfect. So it is working. It's public. And I'm gonna send that in the chat as well, along with the recording. Okay, now we get to the Claude prompt. I'm gonna paste this here. I hit search. So now you're gonna see how Claude is very good at giving you that. So here's a complete N8N workflow. So basically, you don't even need to do whatever you did before, but knowing how to debug it is really going to help you because it doesn't still give you the whole thing correctly from the first shot. And from this, you're going to be able to put in your ideas. And I'm going to send you all a link. I'm going to send it now, actually. So while this thing is coming up, while this thing is building, I'm going to see if I'm going to send you all a form to fill with the idea that you want to build, just to keep us organized. Agentic AI workshop. Copy responder link, shorten the URL, copy this here. Hala, we'll get to the N8N. So everybody, I'm going to put this in an email. So you're going to have that then, but open it. And I would recommend that, and I'm going to put the Discord link as well in the email. So don't worry about it. So here's the Discord link and here's the form. Fill this form with the idea that you want to build. And you bookmark this form over the next 2 weeks. And once you complete your workflow, fill it again with a link to your workflow. The idea is to be able to build something like what Rihab did and what about 20 others. Here's a quick summary of them. This is the app that she's built. It gets super cool. Here's what Rasha has built. A discovery. What's in your kitchen? What's in your fridge, basically. And then you tell it, make a meal for me. It'll تعملكم طبخة. Here's what Muhammad Ibrahim did. And he just created his workflow على مشروع المطلوب. How to build workflows. That's what Abdullah did. And he built a marketing tool. So this is going to allow us to accompany you in building what you want to build. Let's go back to the RSS feed. Let's see if it completed. Okay, so I'm going to copy this. You'll see here, it's saying you don't need to understand coding. You can go back to your N8N workflow. Now it's still executing workflow. Let me stop it. Hit paste. Boom. What is this? It created the workflow for you, but notice that it didn't summarize it with Gemini. It didn't get that part. It didn't combine the summaries. And then there's the send email like we have here. It does have the read RSS feed. So look at the similarities. Trigger, RSS read, filter, fetch full article. That's another node that I didn't know about. Extract text, that's another node. Now you're learning this one summarized with Gemini. You know exactly what to do because you've got the basic LLM chain. Welcome to Vibe Coding. You're now a coder who's able to code without learning programming language. Cool.
So let me just add something to that. So the better way, like we are as programmers, we try to keep what we call repository. A repository means that as your code evolves, you don't want to lose the previous version. So always when you mess up, you go only 1 or 2 steps back. So instead of just you go and paste it here, take that code, put it in the file, and call it XML file. So the name of the file .xml. Then if you go, if you can help me with that, Roy, you go up on the 3 dots, and there is the import. There's the import from file, and that's called XML file. Right? I think or JSON file. I think it's a
let me
JSON.
just follow your steps, Salam.
I think it's a
so you
JSON
said
file.
save it.
save it. No. You go to no. You go to the code that you just made. That you just paste it and make a text file outside
Okay.
of all of this, and call it and make save it as .json
So
as the
this is
name
going to be
and
called
the name
RSS summary.
.json. And
Let me see
you're
if it
good.
has JSON as an option. No.
No, it does not. But JSON is a capital, not capital letter, the first letter.
But it's still going to give it an RTF at the
In
end.
yeah, but that's Mac. It has a
Here.
different way of doing it, but in Windows it just accepts that. Then you go and import it. So you call this always. That's a very good practice for you guys. Always save it as V1, V2, V3, and that's how you go. So when you go back to your you go back to it, then you mess up and you don't know what you did. Especially there are things that you cannot retrieve. Like you notice that when Roy lost his AI prompt, he asked you to paste it back because he doesn't have a version of it, and that can catch you really bad. So do this as best practice.
And in your own workflow, what you already have, if you want to save it, you can just download. So I'm going to delete this stuff from that I got from Claude, because we already built it from the bottom up. But the idea is, let me close this. You've got it saved. You can download it. When you download it, you can open it. It's a JSON file. Here is what Salam is saying. And you can call it _v1. So now you have your first workflow, and here's the code that you built. Now, I'm going to show you without coding what I've built here using another one of the tools. It's like Lovable. Remember at the start of the call, I told you we're going to be using those. Figma. Figma is my favorite one. It's just like Lovable. We've just been building a lot of things, and Crew AI is like N8N. I'm just going to give you a visual. No need to do this. So I'm just going to inspire you of some of the things that you can do. Here's Crew AI, that I've connected to Lovable. So I created an AI-powered candidate evaluation. I told it, it's refreshing. I said, generate a role for me, product manager, generate skills. It created all of these skills for a particular job. And I say, paste text, put in a particular candidate profile. And I'm going to take, I'm just going to put myself. I take my info, paste it here, candidate name Roy. I hit add candidate, and I say evaluate candidate. And what it's doing here is it's going into Crew AI to see how good Roy can be versus as a product manager. In here, I'll go into what it's doing. It's running right now. What it's giving me, just to inspire you. It took all of Roy's information. It took all the product manager information. And this is with no coding. And it multiple AI LLMs. So it, like what we did here in N8N, we have one basic LLM chain. Here I made it so that there are 6 or 7 LLM chains. So one is looking at my experience, my skills, or this candidate's skills, experience, professionalism, A-player potential, authentic, did I lie on my CV? Was it written by someone else? And a final evaluator. if I look at what this automation looks like, and this is what we're going to do in the next session on Wednesday, next Wednesday. This is what Nick is going to show us. Sorry, when I click on automation and I go into the studio, now this makes sense to you, right? Except that this is GPT for take the data of Roy's resume that came from here, analyze it, send feedback. I still have a bug now. It's showing me not much here in terms of in output, but I've been telling it, show me a debug. Are you getting data back from crew? And it's saying, yes, I'm getting all of this information, and this is the skills of Roy, about Shul experience and that stuff. I just need to edit, and it's all using text here. So that it can give me a summary of the best candidates for a particular job. This is just some inspiration for you. Another tool is when you build a full app. So Kens is built on that. When I say, for example, as an employer, find me civil engineers with 10+ years experience who build skyscrapers in the desert, make them local in Riyadh with certain experience, and I hit search. AI agents are working in the background, and now you see how, okay, an LLM engine has created the objective, the skills, and the key results. Another LLM engine is searching through all the candidates in the database to surface Ahmad, who was a senior project technical director, and worked on these things to surface the top candidates. So now you get a sense of, if you just go back to the very beginning, to bring this all back together before we hang up. The traditional AI, you ask a question, it gives it feedback. Agentic AI, you can tell it, find me this, build that for me. It'll plan, execute, adapt, and complete. So basically, this is what a workflow that you've seen today or you've built today. You've got your no-code workflow builders like N8N. Zapier and Make both do that too. So N8N is the most known one at this point. The intelligence AI platform like Crew AI, which is much more of, it doesn't have the integrations of N8N like Gmail or RSS feed, but it has a bunch of AI engines. So you can tell it, for example, write a blog post for me, come up with images of this blog post, let it do your job. But this is more of a bunch of AI talking to each other. And this one here is the interface where you can prompt it and tell it, and you can go on Claude, or you can just like ChatGPT, and we're going to do this next Wednesday on the front end that you connect back to the back end. And it can also build its own database. And then you've got the tools that use this, AI tools that are fully embedded that offer that. This today, my friends, was super cool that everyone was, stayed engaged. So thank you so much, everybody, for... No, Cesar, it wasn't built on vibe coding. It was actually full-on developers. But vibe coding was this thing by, when I put a job description, put this candidate, everything on Crew AI, that's vibe coding. Kens could be if you want it. But so no, there's some optimizations when you actually have a proper developer who can have a good database structure, things like that. But it doesn't change the fact that you can build whatever you want. You can prototype anything you want. Don't have to be a developer. Now this stuff is accessible. Congratulations, everyone. That was super fun.
Great job, Roy. Great job. Thank you so much. And as Roy told you guys, we're gonna be able to support you on Discord. We're gonna set up a support hours. Sorry, it's gonna be, those hours gonna be later a little bit in the day because, as Roy said, we have full-time jobs. And I wanted to just address one thing that you might guys want to have, which is a lot of you do not have credits to LLMs like ChatGPT or others. So there is a solution. If you have a decent computer, actually you can have the and lots of models that are available. You can have them locally on your computer. I don't even need internet for that. And you can direct the NLN to them, and you can practice on them. So all what you have to download is you have to download something called Olama. I don't know if that says doesn't let me paste something, or it's just in the original everyone in the meeting. Okay, so like that. You go to Olama, you install the software, then you I don't have much time to explain exactly how it works, but you can actually ask ChatGPT. It will explain to you exactly how it works. It's very simple. It's just a program. You download it, then you all of a sudden you have your own ChatGPT on your own computer. And if there's another session, hopefully we will explain it in details. So Roy, anything you want to add before we go?
I just want to say, congratulations. This was awesome. The idea is that don't stop here. You're going to build your own app. Yeah, and whatever is on your mind, whatever your background is, if you're like, you want to do a whatever, build that, because then once you build one, you can build 100. And now that you have all this information fresh in your mind, we'll send you the recording within the next day or two. Make sure that you can get to the base app that we just built, and then build a new one and use our office hours. And then what we're going to do for everyone who can graduate in the next 2 weeks, Kenz is going to build like a blog post for you and allow you to have a bit like a portfolio piece, so that when you interview with a company, you can tell them, well, yeah, here's my resume and this is some of the stuff I can do with AI. Not bad. Or even when you're applying, you can tell them, yeah, this is how I use AI. So this is going to give you a leg up over, I think, most people, and a big confidence boost. And you'll then start to get picky and want to work with companies that are more forward thinking. So congratulations. I'll send you the recording. Time to go for dinner, at least for me. Ciao, everyone.
Goodbye, ciao.